Yeah, not too well this week. Top 30% for the round. Still in the top 15% for overall, which is good, but yeah, a bit disappointing. Not the worst, but could be a lot worse. I can tell you that. Yeah, so Ridley, absolutely outstanding. Probably the best pick out of defenders by far this year. I can't believe how well he's done. I knew he would do well, but not this well. Outstanding. Excellent. Top job. Rory led. Tad a little disappointing, but still doing well. Still keep him. Tommy Stewart. Bit disappointing. Thought he'd be doing a bit better this year, but he could still consistent. Hopefully he can average back over 100. Hopefully 105, 110. Still a decent pick. As for Caleb Daniel, a bit better than last week, but still been disappointing overall round. I mean, I was hoping he'd do a bit better this year, but we'll soon see. He could have a few good games of getting 120. That will put him back in the mix as the must-haves. Jordan Clark, decent, but yeah, not as much as what we hoped for. Hopefully a 90 average being good, but at least we're not losing value. Might trade him soon once he stops making money, but we'll soon see. Tommy Mahimel, disappointed he didn't play. I mean, he probably would have done better. He probably would have helped St Kilda, to be honest, on the weekend. Hopefully he plays next week so he can get the money. I don't know why St Kilda got rid of him. He dropped him, I meant. He performed well previous weeks. This is silly. Anyway, hopefully he'll be back next week. If he isn't, then could get rid of him. But, you can still make money off him. So I'm keeping him for now. Nikajiski, disappointing. This is a dud pick. A bit of a trap, to be honest. This guy had one good practice game, hasn't done anything since. So Nikajiski might get rid of him this week, to be honest. 141k, might bring in another guy. We'll see how we go. Sharp. You're better off just getting rid of this guy. He's not playing. So he might get another game soon, but if he does, he's probably not going to score well anyway. So it's not really going to make you much money. A dud rookie, but in a few years' time, he could be a decent player that plays regularly for Brisbane. Played an Oliver, probably the most disappointing scores. Not the most disappointing, I'll tell you that in a minute. Had a terrible first three quarters. Last quarter, he played a bit better, but that was just a bad game overall, considering Melbourne dominated. Oliver, probably the most disappointing player this week in this team, but what can you do? Usually dominates. Expected 130, didn't deliver, but we'll see how he plays in the future. He will bounce back, and he will probably bring scores, hopefully over 150 soon. So, it's a one-off. Hopefully he doesn't drop below 70 for the whole season again, but we'll soon see. Zach Merritt, decent score. It's what you expect from Merritt. Did quite well. What you expect. Nothing more that I can say. Brayshaw, this is probably just as disappointing as... Well, we brought him in for Neil. I mean, to get the money for Neil, to hopefully bring in another player, which I'll talk about in a minute. Yeah, disappointing. Same with pretty much most of the Freo players, performed below par. So, we all have that bad game. And it was Brayshaw's bad game. Team Tirano, yeah, good, decent score considering GWS got dominated. 114, I'll take that. Yeah, happy with that. This week from him, I think that's his best week. Or was it his first week was better? I don't know. So that's decent from him. Shea Bolton, probably there, the most disappointing, I'd say. I knew this was going to be a risky pick going into the season, but I'm hoping he can go up to 550. That hasn't happened yet. Disappointing from pretty much every Richmond player. Let's I'll talk about Martin in a minute, but this is just terrible. At least get 70 or 80. Come on, Bolton. I don't know what you're doing. No, we all have bad games, but this is a bad game. God, terrible. Might get rid of him. I'll keep him for now. Disappointed, to be honest. We'll soon see how that plays out. Goulden, not as good this week, but you still want to get that nice cash bonus. Campbell, again, terrible, but disappointing. hoping for at least to get a minimum of 60 or 70. That hasn't happened, but he had a great second week. Soon see how his pick goes. Might get rid of him soon. Another one more week at least. Jordan, disappointing again. These two a bit disappointing, not as good as what they've done in previous weeks, which is why I ranked lower this week. Things just haven't gone my way a bit, but yeah. Not as bad as Campbell, but we'll soon see with him. Hopefully he gets a game. Probably stay for another few more weeks, depending how he goes. If we can get 80s again, we'll stay for another couple more weeks longer. Simple. Powell, again, a bit disappointing, but still making money. Scott, disappointing. I mean, okay, but been disappointing all around. Still making a bit of money. Same with McNeil. Martin, disappointing, but, like every other Richmond player, pretty much. I think other than Ian Curvis did bad, so below what they expected, so what can you say? I mean, it's not a terrible score, but not for what the price you're paying. So he's done well in previous weeks anyway, but yeah. Jake Zeeble, probably one of the best picks as well. I mean, that's just outstanding, to be honest. 155, and when you get smashed over 100, I don't know if any other player has done that, but that's just crazy to me. Danaher, decent from Danaher, that's acceptable. Hopefully he can get a few scores over 100. Wayner, brilliant. Can't say much. Wish I picked him straight away. Dow, trading him, dud pick. Don't pick him. Rockman, dud pick, but still can make money. Keep him for one more week, I would say. Rao, disappointing. Won't get rid of him. Jones, decent.